welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, please help us by hitting on that red icon to subscribe. Also turn the notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now today's class we shall be looking at how to make a seamless kaftan gown. Okay, so here I folded my fabric into 4. Okay, this is how I did it. This is the length of the Ankara that I'm working with, and this is the length of my client. So what you have to do is just to fold into 2 this way, then you go ahead and fold again like so. So this now will be the length of the client. Okay, all right, so this is exactly what I did for those fabric. Okay, so there are 2 joining here. So here I folded it with the length of my client. So next thing I have to do now is to consider my neckline. So I'll be using neckline of 3.5 inches. Okay, and for the neck width I'll be using 2 inches for the back, and I'll be using 6 inches for the front. Of course, sorry, I forgot to tell you that this is also a beaded facing. Okay, so I'm going to be beading the facing of this work. Okay, so after marking this, next thing I have to do now is to do my seamless here, as in to do my pleat at this point. So from here now I will take my measurements. I'll be working at this is just 1 pleat. So here I will mark my 6 inches here, and I will mark 4 inches here, and I'll mark the midpoint of 2 inches. So what I have here is 6, 10 and 8. So this now I will just go ahead to mark the 6, 8 and 10 all through down, okay, from this point, so that it will guide me properly. So I'm going to mark this now down to the hemline, after which I will use a straight line to connect that, and after I will turn to the back piece and do the same. I'll also turn it to do the inside work so that it will guide me properly when I am stitching it out. Okay, so I've lined this out. I also use my pressing iron to hold it so that this line will guide me when I am turning it. So I've done this for this side, so I'll just go ahead now and turn to the other side. And remember, I folded my fabric with the right face, okay, because I'll be stitching at the right face. So when you are doing yours, just use the right face to fold it, to avoid after doing for the wrong face you still turn back and you see that it won't guide you well. So from this point now I'll start to measure again. I'll start to measure my 6 inches. I'll start to take my measurement, my 6 inches, my 8 inches and my 10 inches. Okay, so I will just do the same thing all through and I will connect it. Okay, I've marked everything, both the front and the back of it. The back I mean is both side. Okay, remember we turned it, so I'll go ahead now to turn it back so I can be able to cut to see the neckline. Okay, so this is it. I'll just open this up now and I will use my iron. I will use my iron now. Remember that we made this train line. This center one now will be the one that you're going to hold this way. You're going to hold it this way and stitch it out. I'm going to open up like this. Okay, so this will guide us. So I'll use my iron now to press this down. So we go to the machine and we stitch it out. So I will do that till the other end, and I will do it again to this other side before we come back to cut out the neckline and also take our full measurements. Okay, I'm through with the ironing, so I'll just go ahead now and run a stitch at this line. Okay, I will run the stitch down to this hemline, and I'll turn to the other side and do that. That was why I initially advised that you use your the front, okay, to do the marking, so that it will guide you properly. Okay, so I'm done with my stitching. Okay, so this is it. The next thing I will do now is to go ahead and take our body measurements. Okay, starting from our neck line. Okay, the shoulder I'm working with is 16 inches into 2 to give me 8 inches. I will add extra half an inch to it because we'll be attaching our sleeve here. Okay, so no need of shoulder slope because it will affect this, and we don't want to take this out, so no need of shoulder slope. So from here I will mark my half length, okay, then the hip measurement. A half length of 16 inches. So from my half length to my waistline is 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect this. Then my armhole, from those points I'll take my armhole measurement, and my armhole is 20 inches, so I'll mark my 10 inches here. I'll also connect it with a straight line. Okay, I'll just mark this 8.5 here. So at this point now, I will insert my round bust measurement, and the circumference of my round bust is 40 inches into 4 will give us 10 inches. So here now I'll mark my 10 inches, but remember that this is a free dress but not too free, so I'll be including my ease of 1.5 inches and 1 inches and 1 inch for my seam allowance. Okay, the waist I'm working with is 34 inches into 4 to give us 34 inches. Okay, into 2 will give us 17, and 17 into 2 will give us 8.5 inches, right? Yes, 8.5 inches. So from here I'll mark my 8.5. Then I'll also add my 1.5 and my 1 inch for seam allowance. Okay, so coming to my hip line, the hip I'm working with is 45 inches into 4 to give us 11.25. I'll go ahead and add my 1.5 for ease and my 1 inch for seam allowance. Okay, so all together at this points I have my 14.25. So I'll go ahead and take this 14.25 down to our hemline. Okay, down to our hemline. So I'll go ahead and connect this. If you don't have a round meter rule, you can just take that your 14.25 So we're down to the just measure it down and connect it with a straight line. So for my armhole, I have 10 inches here, so I'll mark my 5 inches. Then from here I will connect it to my bust line. Okay, I'll also come out here by half an inch. Okay, this is for my front armhole line. So I'll just connect this one to this point. I'll just connect this one here to this point. So this is all about the side. So coming back to the neckline now, remember, let me go it again. Here we use 3.5 inches. For the neck depth at the back we use 2 inches. For the front we use 6 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. I'm cutting for the back first. Then I'll open this out, but before that, since I've already marked here, I will just cut it out so that I won't go back to fold again. Just cutting the back armhole first. Okay. So now I can go ahead now to open this up this way. So before I take out this neckline, I'll first of all determine, remember that we say that this will be having a fastener, this front part, and I'll be also be building that spacing. Okay, so here I will determine what I want to use. Okay, this is our hip line, but I think this will extend to this hip line. So here now is our neckline. Of course I'll be removing here. Then at this point, I think here is okay. This is 3 inches. So from here now I'm going to extend a line from this point. I'm going to mark straight line from those points to meet this our hip line. Okay, so this facing depends on what you want. You can make yours to be shorter, okay, and you can decide to make yours not to be wide like so. Alright, so I'll go ahead now, cut this out first, then I will cut this out, then we will use this now to cut out our facing. So this is what I have for my facing. So I'll proceed now to cut out this facing. Okay, so I've cut my facing. Alright, and I also left like ½ inch, which I'll be using to do my stitching at the main dress. Okay, so here I also have my crystal bead. I prefer using this because it's more shinier and it lasts, doesn't wash. Okay, I have my crystal bead, and here I have my fishing line and my needle. So wherever you're getting this, ask them for this. This is not our usual needle for stitching. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now to attach my facing to those points. Okay, I'm going to attach this here. If you are a beginner, I will advise you to open up this to the end, then close it up and attach this. But if you feel that you can do it, you can go ahead and do just that. Okay, alright, so now I will go ahead and do this. Then after that, I won't be cutting a facing for this. I will use my bias to tape the neckline, but that is after I must have attached this to this down part. Then I will use my bias to round this up, then we will close this out, and also cut our sleeve. Okay, I will be cutting a pencil sleeve. I've done a tutorial on how to do it, so I'll be putting the link at the description part so you can watch and cut your own perfect sleeve. So I'll cut a perfect sleeve for it, okay, and also a pocket for it. Okay, here I've put for the first set. Okay, I started from this point and I have to tie it out here. I just left this because I will still use my my light to burn it down. Okay, so I cross over to this other side, so I'll start to fix for this one too. Okay, wherever my thread finish, I will put another one to start again. Alright, so when you are trying to fix this needle, it's the mouth is very small, so you have to just bite the fishing line mouth more so that you can be able to pass through. So this is how I'm going to do it till the end part. Okay, so this is the end product of it. There's the beadings. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Till we meet in my next class. Love you all.